Live from your local news source, this is ABC 27 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm James Crummell. As vaccination numbers drop, measles outbreaks are on the rise, with over 70 cases confirmed this year just in the Lebanon-Lancaster area. Barbara Barr, live for us in Lancaster, where the state's health secretary just gave an update. Good afternoon, Barbara.
Good afternoon, James. Yes, Dr. Deborah Bogan, Secretary of Health here in Pennsylvania, gave that update a short time ago here at the Lancaster State Health Center. In fact, she is still here talking with folks right now, along with doctors from area hospitals who joined her to talk about this measles outbreak and the cases specifically in Lancaster and Lebanon counties. Lancaster has had 40 cases since the start of the year, Lebanon 20. If you compare that to Dauphin and York, they only have 2 and 1. The doctor, along with the infectious disease experts, were talking about getting vaccinated, trying to urge people, dispel any concerns they have of side effects, that's the best way to prevent measles because some of the symptoms can be very severe. You might have to be hospitalized. She says the state is working with communities to help the unvaccinated get shots to create a herd immunity and try and dispel some of those concerns.
And the best way to protect people and Pennsylvania's youngest residents and most vulnerable is to create community immunity by getting vaccinated.
And she says that state clinics, they have vaccinated up to 500 people so far this year. Statewide, there are 83 measles cases. I asked her about why she thinks there is this uptick in measles cases and why some are reluctant to get vaccinated. She didn't want to go into specifics about Lancaster and Lebanon counties, but she says sometimes there's just so much information out there, so doctors want to talk to people and try and dispel some of those concerns because, again, they're trying to emphasize getting vaccinated, and they're trying to set up clinics and work with schools and other entities to try to get as many people vaccinated as possible. I'm Barbara Barr, live in Lancaster. We'll send it back to you, James.
Barbara, I mean, it's very interesting hearing those numbers that you talked about there in Lebanon and Lancaster particularly. Now, was the state health secretary worried that this is going to spread, or do they think they'll be able to contain it there?
Well, at this point, I did ask her about why the numbers were much higher in Lancaster and Lebanon counties, say, compared to Dauphin or York County. She didn't want to get into specifics, but again, just relaying it back to a lack of vaccination in those counties. At this point, I think they're cautiously optimistic that they can try to contain it, but they would not have had this press conference here in Lancaster if there wasn't some concern that the vaccination levels have dropped, and they want to keep those numbers at this level and not make a bad situation even worse. Send it back to you.
Absolutely, something definitely to keep an eye on. Barbara Barr, live for us there in Lancaster. Thank you so much for that this afternoon.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27. We're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the home page, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.